this week. We are working on, kind of on the home stretch for the last pass of our Tai Chi Saber set. So I've worked on all the foundations. There's not much new stuff coming into it now. It's more sequencing things that we have been working on in our foundations from the beginning to get those last little bits of the pass before we can close up the set. I imagine we'll be seeing the end of this set in the first parts of April. Okay, let's get ourselves warmed up a little bit here. So let's let the head rise and fall a couple times. And looking from side to side. And shoulder to shoulder. And we'll do some front rolls through the front. Good. Let's warm up our shoulders, so shoulders back. Good, and shoulders forward. Good, into the arms, we'll circle them one way. And the other. And a quick stretch on the sides, one side. And to the other. One more time on the first side. And the second. And we'll loosen up the trunk, let those arms roll from side to side. And let's cradle and pull. And warming up the shoulder on the other side, give it a bit of a pull. Over the head, touch that shoulder. And same on the other side. And behind the back to pull. And same on the other side. Good. Wrists can circle one way. Get them warmed up a bit before we take on the weapons. And around the other. Good. One more time. The first way. And the second. We'll press in on the wrist on one side. And same on the other. And then fingertips in the palm. We'll stretch and pull. And same at the other side. Good. Just kind of open and close. Get those hands warmed up. Let's finish up. We'll get our hips warmed up before we get rolling here. So we'll roll them around one way. And around the other. Okay, so let's pick up our weapons. I'm back with my heavy brute of a saber here to work on arm and forearm strength. So let's start out with our downwards diagonals. So we're coming down from the top. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll switch over to the non-dominant side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's go to our dominant arm for our rising diagonals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 to the non-dominant arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. To our horizontals, coming across and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's go to our non-dominant arm. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, so we've been doing some chops where we've been coming rolling back and forth. But we're going to get a chop sequence coming up in the set. But the setup for the chop has our roof block to a chop. So let's work on that a little bit so we can get our muscle groups comfortable with it. So we're going to go 1, chop, 2, around and chop, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's do that on the other side. So around and chop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Also coming up in this last part, we're going to be working, we've talked about this, we've done these low wall deflections with the spine of the sword where we're tapping with the spine of the sword as we draw it off to the side. So we're going to go there and to our chop. So we're going to go deflect and chop, deflect and chop. So you're turning, you're deflecting. You want that all in one nice move, around and through. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's try that on the other arm. So we're going deflect and chop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So low wall, 9, and 10. So we get those chops from a couple of different places. We get a chop where we're deflecting around the body to chop down. We get a chop where we're deflecting across and down. So those are two kind of pieces that are in this last section of the set. Okay, I know wrist strength is a tricky one, so let's do a bit of our wrist strengthening work. So we're going to go around the wrist down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's take it to the non-dominant side. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We'll come back to the dominant arm and up from underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Working that wrist. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Let's go to our non-dominant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. That works that forearm and wrist area a little. And let's finish off with some one of the sequences we see frequently in the set is our low wall to short and mid-range thrusting. So we're going around and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we start the thrust edge down and then we spiral the edge parallel to the ground. 7, 8, 9. Last one, 10. Let's work that in the non-dominant arm. So we're creating our wall. We're deflecting with that low wall, and then we're thrusting through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Okay, so we're warmed up. I got all those cuts working. Let's go to the last part of the form that we were working on. So one of the things that we had done is we had done our horizontal cut. So we had gone 1, 2, 3, and we stepped back. We allowed that to come over the shoulder and a diagonal reinforced cut. We then went to our supported low wall, and then we were chopping behind us and then folding through, coming underneath and cutting up from underneath. Then we rolled back and we were bracing that arm, and then we did a rising vertical cut up in front. And that's kind of where we left it off last time. So let's do that section a couple times, and we'll add in just a little bit more today. So we have gone outside turn, inside turn, onto the 45. We come over the shoulder, and we step back. We're then pressing through for our reinforced low wall before we chop behind. We circle the palm around and up, and we're kind of linking. You want to feel like that lifting arm and the cut are working together, and we're stepping through. 1, 2. We're then rolling back. We're pressing for a rising vertical up. Good. One last time on that section. So We are making our horizontal. 1, 2, 3, over the shoulder, around on the 45. Then we're pressing in. We're chopping back. Then we're coming underneath, lifting the knees, stepping through for rising cut, drawing back, stepping to that hook stance, and pressing out the palm. Okay, so where are we going to go from there? From here, we're going to get a rising chop. So we're going to let that sword fall. So we're going to keep that arc going. We've kind of pressed it up over the head. We're going to keep that arc going. We're going to do another rising vertical, but we're going to step in and we're going to cut up from underneath while stepping up into crane. So we're going to cut under. Nice. So let's try it a couple of times. I'll change my angles again too. So I've done my step through into hook stance and I'm pressing out the palm. So I've got hook stance with the sword over the head, palm pressed. I let that sword arc down. As I step through, my front arm's going to kind of turn the palm in so that it comes in around the elbow level, and I come up into crane with a rising cut. One more time from this angle. So we did our step through 1, then we rolled that back and we pressed out into our hook stance. Then we're stepping through and cutting up from underneath. Let's try that section from the other direction. So let's say we've done our horizontal cut and we've pressed out. So we go chop back 1, come underneath, forward stance, cut up 2, roll back. So remember, we're bracing that shoulder in case someone's pressing into our space. We're going to be able to brace up. And then we're stomping through with the kick, pressing through. And we're kind of driving in behind the blade. So you can kind of push that into place a little bit. Then we're letting that sword drop. We're stepping out with the left. We're scooping with the right. And we're coming up into scooping with the left hand and coming up with the right leg in the air for our rising chop. So let's just go from the chop down. So we go down, weights in the right, so we can spiral the left palm underneath. We're feeling like the arms are connected through the trunk of the body as we step for our rising cut. We then pull that back and we brace the elbow. Then we're pushing out and pressing the sword over the head in a hook stance. We continue that down and we're gathering with that left palm as we step in with the right foot and sword up in a vertical rising cut. Let's do that one more time. So we've gone chop, under, step through 1, draw back, press out 2, step through, cut up from underneath. And we'll leave it there for today in terms of new stuff. Not a lot left to our chain, but let's get that feeling comfortable. So let's go to the set itself and let's place those new pieces in there. So we're starting out and we've got the opening and the settling. We're stepping out Good. We turn in. We're lifting up the sword. We're cutting up from underneath as we roll back and to the right so we can stomp with the left. We come forward into 7-star with palm. We brush with the right hand. We roll back over the head. We're going to reach, transfer, step, cut, deflect, and thrust. This time the left hand parallel with the sword pommel. So we're then cutting under or deflecting. And we're stepping into our first reinforced low wall. This is the one where we maintain that. We push down as we roll back and then lift up into crane and press out. We're going to go right foot up, sword overhead, left foot up as we chop. And like we were doing near the end, we're coming underneath, cutting one, but this time we roll back to brace the elbow. And we're stepping through and into our reinforced rising cuts. We're grabbing the right wrist with the left hand. We're letting the sword sink down as we pull in the palm. As we press out, we raise that palm up, palm out and the sword up. Turning in, turning out, we're covering the right wrist as we then thrust out to the diagonal. And then we step through for palm strike. Here's our first kind of cloak over the head. So we're coming around. Where are we here? As soon as I start talking. Yeah, come around and palm strike. Then we brush the hip and here's our chop down. So we're deflecting, coming into one of our low walls on the 45. Then we're going to turn. Here's our sequence of 3 downwards cuts, followed up by palm strikes to start the sequence. Then we have our stir the pot, and we step in for a thrust. This time, left hand up high. We get our horizontal draw back and bumping with the pommel. And then we get the second turn, chop down and step through with palm, deflect, and brush to thrust. Horizontal draws back, presses out. We're going to turn, chop down. So that's a third one. On the third one, we change the exit. So we roll back. We start that thrust that we were doing, but now we pick up that right leg and we turn over and we thrust up high. From here, we're going to use the spine to deflect and bump. We're going to come over and cutting palm. Now we get that rising thrust that we then carry through to transfer into the left hand. And we're going to kick with shin and press with palm. Our shoot the tiger. We turn in, draw down 1, draw down 2, step out, punch high with the pommel, punch low with the hand. We turn inside turn. We get a back fist as we come over. We get this nice pose, sword up in the air, up into crane, right hand on hip. Then we settle the sword, step in, punch low with the sword, high with the hand. We get our second kick. So we're opening the arms around, and then we kick out. Here's where we just picked everything up from before. So step out. We're pressing for our turn as we step back over the shoulder and cutting palm to our reinforced low wall. And now here's our pass. We just start a chop behind, scoop up from underneath, step in, rise and cut, roll back, step in, rising cut with hook stance and palm. Let that follow through and scoop up with that left hand as we step up to chop. Nice. So close. We're getting there. Let's do that one more time to finish up today. So out and down and step. 1, roll back. 2, stomp. Step through, pung, brush, cover, up. Stepping in, there's our transfer hand. So we'll go step through with the right, deflect, and our first thrust. Good. From there, we roll back and we step in with that low wall. We're stepping back, sword goes low and then rises up as we come up into crane and stays high as we step out. Raising the right hand, right leg, sword over the head. Step out with the right, lift up the left, turn the palm up. Rising diagonal 1, we roll back, and then we step in, rising diagonal on a 45 reinforced. We roll that in, we step and press that out. We're turning inside turn, sword goes over the head, rests on the shoulder. Outside turn, our palm comes into join, and we thrust edge down to the 45. Then we're stepping through for palm strike. Roll back, deflect, and palm, brush, and chop. Roll back, deflect, and press through. Here comes our sequence of 3 chops, 3 cuts. 1, cut and palm, deflect, brush the leg and thrust, horizontal cut back, transfer, and bump, turn, chop down or cut down, palm, low wall, deflect, brush, and thrust, cut to roll back, and step to bump. Third one, this is the one that changes its exit. 1. So the cut and palm stay the same. The low wall stays the same. But now we go through 3 different thrusts. Edge down, edge sideways, edge up. Now we're using our low wall deflect, bump with pung, come over. And cutting palm, now we get a rising thrust right up from underneath till we transfer the sword. Our first kick with shin, strike with palm. Shoot the tiger, we turn in, empty hand pulls. We roll back, sword hand pulls down. We strike high with the sword and low with the hand. Then we're going to turn, back fist, lift up high. We got hand on hip, so my right hand's on my hip. As I'm up into crane, I settle. And low sword strike, high hand strike. And the second kick on a 45. So we roll back, we wind up, hands overhead, and kick with shin. Good. Then we're going to reach together, and right from there, we're going to get our 1, 2, step back 3, over the shoulder, and cutting palm. We get another low reinforced wall before we chop back behind, and then step through for rising cut, Roll back, brace that elbow, press out. And our last piece today, we scoop with the paw of the left hand and we step up into crane and cut up. I'm going to leave you standing on one foot today. And then we'll add in the next piece of this puzzle when we get together next week. All right. Thanks for training. Thanks for coming this far along. We're really close to bringing this set to its conclusion, and then we can refine and repeat for a little while. Thanks for training today. I'll talk to you soon.